And I'm on. Hello, everybody, y'all, people. I hope you're all doing well. It's about 1:33. It's exactly 1:33 a.m. And just been fiddly farting around, doing a bunch of stuff instead of cleaning house and organizing like I should be doing. That's typical for me. This is like something from childhood where I'd be sent in to clean my room. And it overwhelmed me, and I couldn't decide what to do. I didn't know what to do with it all, and so I'd end up doing other things like little. I've heard this is something that's an adult attention deficit disorder thing, and you can see it in my speech. I'll start telling some story, and then I go off on some little side trail, and then I go back and I go off on some little side trail, or I over explain something. Well, that's me with housework and any kind of organizational stuff. I will, gotta get the dishes done. I gotta clean the kitchen. They can do dishes, wipe off the countertops and the stove, and I end up like alphabetizing my soup cans. It's something that doesn't matter. It doesn't really help the situation at all, and it's like this little microscopic thing with little detail work that I get into that doesn't help anything. Doesn't get anything done. That's what I do. Mermaid Lorelei commented on my last video. And she left some comments saying that she thought she had seen some paranormal stuff in my last video. I want to point out to anybody else that saw it and maybe was freaked out or wondered what it was. I bent down over here where there's a bookshelf. There's a bookshelf right there. And also one on this side. And in front of the bookcase, I had put my big sewing machine rolling caddy. And it's been sitting there for a long time. So between the bookshelf and the caddy, had gotten, I don't know, dust bunnies, basically dust bunnies. It needs to be cleaned behind. And Griffey was in there rooting around. It had been pulled out enough that he could get behind it. So when I picked him up comes Griffey and all these dust bunnies as well. And I got some in my hair over on this side, and I think it was, anyway. And some of them were fuffing about and came up into the screen and looked rather ghostly. I must admit, it looked rather ghostly, but it was not. It was just dust bunnies. She also said she heard some possible E.V.P in it, and I've listened and I can't hear it. All I hear is probably me touching the keyboard tray or touching something on the desk, because it doesn't take much. Like, to my ear, I can't hear that, but you can probably hear it coming through the mic. Our mic is very, very sensitive, and it's, I think, picking up, maybe the fan or the air conditioner or the fan in the computer. I don't know. Or maybe some of it's paranormal. I'm open to that, as you all know. I've also heard many times right here in this apartment, even though it's not haunted, because Justin would freak out and run away and go camp out in the yard or something. We do have some spirits here, but they're friendly, and I think I know exactly who they are, and I have heard them a few times, and one of them was, I am pretty convinced, leaving me those baby socks everywhere there for a while. And recently, the most recent occurrence was that cats, especially Fidget, I love that old boy to death, but he is such a bitcher. He doesn't like Griffey, so all he does is see Griffey, and he goes, wee, wee, and makes these awful bitchy noises that drive me up the wall, and he won't stop. Their food bowl is empty, I think, and he always wants canned food because he's old and he needs his canned food. And he saw Griffey, and he was unhappy, and they were all in there swarming around and wanting me to feed them. And I was trying to get ready to go someplace. I was in the bathroom with the door open. You step out the bathroom, go to the right, take 2 steps, and you're in the little dining room where I keep their food. And they're in there, 2-3 steps away. They're in there, being ugly, and they were aggravating me so bad. I'm trying to put on some eyeliner or something, and trying to think of the exact words. Pretty much, I said, stop it, just stop it. And they were quiet for a few seconds, and then they started up again, and I heard a young male voice say, stop it, just stop it. Like, really loud, like 3-4 steps out of the bathroom where I was. And there were the cats, and they kind of shut up. And my first thought was, Falcon's come home. He snuck in, heard me say that. Now he's singing, he's trying to, like, scare me or whatever. Surprise me would be more like it. And then I thought, no, I just talked to him. He was on his lunch break, and I could hear he was in Atlanta Bread Company, and he wasn't anywhere near home, or certainly not in that few seconds, like 30 seconds or a minute. He couldn't have made it home. And I thought, holy crap, shitsickles. I thought to myself, shitsickles, someone has come into my home. He's just walked in and come in, because I had the front door open, as I tend to do when it's really nice weather and the cats can come in and out. And I stepped out, even though I knew it wasn't Justin's voice. I knew it was not his accent, it was not his voice, and I knew I recognized the voice. And I still said, Justin? No reply. And I step out and look, and there's nobody in my dining room. And I'm pretty sure it was Max, my ghost boyfriend. And don't get me wrong, oh my God, I get letters from people, you are evil for consorting with spirits. No. He was my boyfriend in real life when we were teenagers in high school. It's a whole story there. But basically, I was so shy that I never would go out with him or anything, but I was totally in love with him. And he seemed to dig me too, and we had a really nice little friendship, and it would have gone further, but he was so rude as to die. So very inconsiderate of him. I have lived my life either alone, celibate, on my own, or with shitty men, except for, of course, Justin. But until I met Justin, it's been kind of a rough romantic road. So, I do have my moments of like, Max, God damn it, why couldn't you have stuck around? But the whole reason he was in this little Christian school, this little tiny Christian school, because he was ill and he had to miss a lot of days of school and be home or be in the hospital. And I never have found out exactly what was wrong with him. But, and we all knew that he didn't have forever. But when he was at school, he was so, like, lively and hilarious. He was very funny and just adorable, tall and blonde and beautiful. He had that very, very light blonde hair. And I remember one time looking at him. We were standing outside, and it must have been late in the afternoon. The sun was going down a little bit, and it was hitting him just right. It was shining through his eyelashes. And his eyelashes were so light that they looked iridescent. I could see like all these different colors in them. It was cool. But anyway, he's very special to me, and he's still with me. I came to find out, I don't know, 10 years ago or so, he's still with me. And makes sense. Some people have seen him with me before I knew that he was with me. And so anyway, I think it was probably Max fussing at the cats. I don't know if he meant for me to hear him, or if, I feel like sometimes the spirit world is right here with us. We're just, yay so apart. We're just right here. And that they are talking and moving around and doing things, but we can't hear them. But sometimes it's like the radio of life gets tuned in just right. If you ever had like radio station that's so hard to get tuned in because it's far away or you have a crappy radio. That's my fan in the computer going, if you hear that. And it's like you got to get it just right. And it's like sometimes that lines up and it's just right. And we hear a little something. So that day I heard, stop it, just stop it. To the cats. And it's rather funny to me. It startled me, but it didn't frighten me. And I think he kind of knows by now that his presence does not frighten me. So that's good. Almost 10 minutes already. I'll tell you real quick. Tonight for dinner, I was going to make spaghetti. I used the whole grain pasta, like I told you, and was making a little bit of meat with a spinach and cheese, tomato spaghetti stuff, sauce. And it was very, very good, by the way. It turned out quite nice. I put a little pesto in there. It was lovely. And I was making some garlic bread. And I said, I'm going to go put my shoes on and go see if my starch blocker came in the mail today. And Justin, no, I'll go out and get it. I was going to the car anyway. So off he goes. And sure enough, my stuff had come in the mail today. I got it from the Vitamin Shop, SHOPPE, on Amazon. And it was a super price. And I just got the one. They had a really good deal on 2 bottles. But I didn't want to do that until I knew for sure that it was going to work. So it arrived at the perfect time, and this is, gosh, that's backwards, isn't it? It is Natural, N-A-T-R-O-L, Carb Intercept. Claims on the box, although it gives a disclaimer that it's not, like, what does it say? These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases. But it says helps control carbs, helps metabolize fats, supports weight loss, whatever that means. And it's there's really one active ingredient, and that is well, I guess just the phase 2, which is the white bean extract. And I wanted to show you the box before I threw it away. And there's my little bottle. And it's 120 capsules. And I got it for, shipping was cheap. It was under $1. I was surprised. It was like 14 bucks. I opened it, and the first couple of ones in there were broken open. And like this one has almost nothing in it. I don't suppose you can tell, so I turned my autofocus off. But it's got very little in it. And it does not taste bad. I got some of the powder. It has no flavor. You could probably, I don't know, probably just, if you wanted, I don't know if you should sprinkle it on your food, but it says take 2 immediately before you eat, and only take it like for 2 meals out of your day. Don't exceed more than, oh, there's a little spaghetti right on it. It says don't take more than 4 capsules a day. I don't know why. I don't think it hurts you, but I'm going to follow what they say. I'm going to eat as I normally would eat for, I don't know, a week, maybe 2 weeks, and see what scales have to say, and see how I feel, because if you cut your carbs, you run the risk of cutting energy, you know, because carbs give you energy. Sometimes for some of us, it makes us sleepy, and then we lay down, and then it all goes to fat. And some people who are athletic carb load and then go and exercise or do whatever, and it serves its purpose. But with me, it doesn't serve its purpose because I'm insulin resistant. And stuff tends to turn to sugar and then do bad things to me. So I'm going to eat somewhat normally. I may increase slightly, like if I go and get a sandwich. A lot of times I take the top bread off. I may eat both breads because I take the top bread off usually out of some kind of guilt. So we'll see how it works. I'll let you know. And then I'll try some other stuff and see if I can, like if it actually works, then I may try to cut more sugars out or maybe even exercise. Crazy woman. I'll let you know. I'm sorry this is so long. Bye.